Good morning and welcome back to the show. Just catching up with Sandy Greenhut, telling us about a great run of events that are coming up. And the first one in February, just a few days away.
Yes.
You got to tell me about this because it sounds very interesting. It's all part of our speaker series, right?
Right. Summit County Arts Exhibit Committee speaker series. And we had one in January. This one is February 10th, 4 o'clock, County Commons, Mount Royal Room.
Okay.
And it's free. Absolutely free.
Nice.
And your audience should not miss this because
and my audience loves free too.
Oh, okay. I know, and free refreshments too.
Hey, even better.
How could you beat that? Okay, but this one, and I'm holding up a picture of who we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Mary Jane Coulter is her name. This is so cool because people didn't realize there were women architects in the West in the late 1800s, beginning of 1900s. Mary Jane Coulter is a perfect example of this. She was born in 1869. Anyway, and she is missing from all the history books. There's nothing about her. And she, 12 years before, they said they were doing rustic national park designs. 12 years before that, she was doing this.
She was ahead of her time in her
Yes,
field.
she was. And in this photograph, you could see the post and beam construction. This is the Blue Angel Lodge in Grand Canyon. Now, in 1902, she worked for the Fred Harvey Company. And the Fred Harvey Company was, they had the railroads. They did the stations, the restaurants, the hotels, everything in all the national parks, because the railroad ran from Chicago all the way to Los Angeles.
Right.
And she was their interior designer and their decorator. Wow. I know.
That's
and
impressive.
and she started in 1902. Do you know that's 15 years before we got the vote, women got the vote? And so she should be, but she did 8 buildings in Grand Canyon, and I'll just read, because I forget about it. She did Heaven's Rest, the Lookout Studio, Watchtower Ruin, and the Phantom Ranch at the bottom. And of course, this is the Blue Angel Lodge at the top. And her photographs are going, and the lecture is going to be by Suzanne Allen Guerrera. And she owns Allen Guerrera Builds in Breckenridge. Famous architect now. She is just delightful. She's on our board, and she took a lot of these pictures that are on display at the County Commons. And she, it's interesting because she's been here for a while, but then you know how the recession came and the business. Well, she advertised on the internet. So now she has an island off of Toronto that she's designing. She's designing an archaeological, turned out they wanted to build on this lot of land in New Mexico, and it turned out to be an archaeological site.
Wow.
And so she has to deal with that. She's building a whole ranch in Oregon. So she's going to talk about how Mary Jane Coulter's work influenced her work.
How interesting.
Yeah,
Great.
I know. It's really, so don't forget, Sunday, the 10th, 4 o'clock, County Commons. And then in March, March 3rd, we have Randall McKinnon. And we have his dulcimers and guitars in the display cases at the County Commons.
Wow. Okay, that's great.
And so he's going to be playing Appalachia favorites, okay? And then April 7th is our school exhibit. This year, we have the other 3 elementary schools. Last year, we did the 3. Now, it's Summit Cove and Upper Blue and Breckenridge. And the teachers get to choose. I don't choose. And so we're going to have an exhibit of the elementary school up on the County Commons wall. And the superintendent will be, all the principals will be there. That's really fun. And last time, oh gosh, it was awful because this little boy was crying and crying and crying, and we didn't know why he was crying, and it turned out we had his picture upside down.
No.
So we'll make the teachers hang the pictures this time. And then, of course, our last lecture is May 5th, and that's again in the County Commons at 4 o'clock, and it's going to be Jim Sapp, and he's had many photographs, actually 3 of them, in the Summit Daily Calendar. So, but don't forget, I just wanted to publish
February 10th.
February 10th, 4 o'clock, County Commons, Mount Royal Room,
it's free. Yes.
Free refreshments, free lecture, and you'll learn, you can come and ask questions.
Whole history lesson, sounds
learn all about Mary Jane Coulter. But this is fascinating to me. I didn't know there were women architects.
Right.
So.
Right.
but there were.
It's very neat. And Sandy, thanks for coming in and telling us
You're
all about
welcome.
that. I mean, it's a celebration of the arts every
Yes.
month
Yes.
until spring.
Yep.
So to find out more, where would you recommend? So, and you have these great handouts as well. Can people
We
find
do.
these
They're
across
all
county?
over the
Okay.
place, especially in the libraries. And you can go to our website, which is artsforthesummit.org. I belong to so many organizations,
All
I
right.
forget.
Well,
So it's www.
Unfortunately, it's on the bottom of the screen
Oh,
right
okay.
there, so you
Arts
can
for
see
the
it.
Summit.
and you can
Or
see
they
on
could
the
call
screen.
me. My number's on every place.
Okay.
And 468-7557. They could just
Okay.
call me and find out what's going on.
Great.
And they could go to our website, and all the events are listed for the county. We have 24 cultural organization and Arts for the Summit, and it's done by the day and the time, so they could just look.
Fantastic.
So February 10th.
That's right, February 10th, County Commons. What
Yep.
time again?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, and it's free. And again, a little photography, a little history lesson for
Yes.
that. Then we have music coming up, and it's going to be great
Just
each
wonderful
month.
series.
So definitely worth checking out. Don't forget, February 10th. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back with more. Don't forget, Watch and Win still to come, and much more for your Monday edition, Summit Sunrise.